everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. But if you're new here, my name is Mata-torres and I'm a sophomore at UNCG studying in biology. However, this vlog is not a biology vlog. It will be for my English class. Throughout the semester, we'll be experiencing a Rhetoric of Activism speakers vlog series. So this is part 2 of that series. If you haven't checked out my first vlog, I will link it in the description below. In that vlog, I will be talking about Jabbar Boykin and how he is an activist, but in his own poem. He did come out with a book, so if you like, go ahead and check out my vlog. I'll have the book of Jabbar Boykin linked as well, so you can check that out, which I really recommend. In this vlog, we'll be talking about Malik Davis. A little bit about Malik Davis is that he's been living here in Greensboro for 3 years. And the topic we'll be talking about him is that he was arrested for peacefully protesting by sitting at the Nathaniel Greene statue in Greensboro. And he's just and throughout the Zoom call, he was just sharing his experience, what happened before the arrest, what happened after the arrest, and everything that was just involved in the process. Like I said, Malik Davis has been living in Greensboro for 3 years. He was arrested for peacefully protesting at National Green because he was trying to promote peaceful protests. Because if you haven't known, in Greensboro these past few months there have been peaceful protests. However, there was a protest that was about mostly destroying stores in downtown Greensboro. And after that event happened, Malik Davis thought, look, violence will not solve the change that we need. So the day he decided to go to Nathaniel Greene statue to sit there, he already knew that he could be risking his life for this, but he did it anyways. And he told us that no change is occurring because we are afraid. We are afraid of change. And that's true because ever since in the past, slavery has been occurring. Well, in the past, slavery was the main event that was the main issue that they were trying to solve. However, they solved slavery, but they didn't solve racism throughout the United States. Racism is still occurring until now. But I also wanted to add that he provided us an analogy close to the end of our call. And I didn't really quite get all the information, but I will say what I did catch from the analogy. So pretty much he was comparing the Constitution to now, but in car engine form, saying that you can't use an engine from the 1900s because 1700s it was carriages and everything. So he was saying that you cannot use a car engine from the 1900s and put it in a 2020 Tesla or car now, because those are two different cars, but also the car engines from back then are way older than the car engines now. Imagine the 1900s, their cars weren't as good as a Tesla now. So pretty much from what I get from that is that we need to change not only the Constitution, but the way we think, because the 1900s were hundreds of years. It was 100 years ago compared to 2020. So much change has occurred between the 1900s to now. So I believe that we should change our laws to accommodate to now, to the changes that are happening now. Because like Malik Davis said, change is not occurring because we are afraid of change. But I believe change is needed now, so we don't repeat the mistakes that occurred in the past. One of the changes that need to occur now is how the police force have been treating these peaceful protesters. These peaceful protesters, all they have are their signs, their water, milk cartons, and their keys. Milk cartons, you ask, why do they carry milk cartons? Because the police force have been treating them brutally by throwing smoke bombs, by pepper spraying people in their face. Face to face, they will go up to someone and spray them. Now, like Malik Davis said, if you put violence, you'll get violence out. I'm sorry if I'm looking down. My notes are right here. But like I said, he said, if you put violence, you get violence out of it. If you don't know of another saying that says, treat people like the way you want to be treated, that's pretty much how it goes with the violence. So pretty much this needs to change. And the reason as to why it has to change now is because Malik Davis did mention that living as a black man, it is rough. Living as a black woman, whatever your color, if it's different from white, it's not the same as the white individuals. He had to live with fear towards the police officers because police officers, as you know, police officers don't treat everyone equally. And he also mentioned that the day before he was going to peacefully protest on the Nathaniel Greene statue, he knew he could be risking his life, and yet he still continued to follow with that plan. And that just shows that people are dedicated to change. People want change to occur in the future. However, how can change happen if we're afraid of change? You can go on social media, you can see people being bashed for their opinions, you can see people supporting each other's opinions. However, the social media isn't so promising for change. You can go on social media, say you support Black Lives Matter. However, individuals who are close to you, people who know you, can say so-and-so doesn't support Black Lives Matter. They're just saying that so people can follow them, so people can say, yeah, that's another individual that we support their opinion. Just getting that few seconds of fame. And like Malik Davis has also mentioned, he says social media disconnects us, however it reconnects us as well. And I believe where he talks about disconnecting us is pretty much saying that it disconnects us from the outside world. We're not too involved in the news, we're not too involved in political debates or anything. However, it reconnects us by reuniting us on how we see things, on what we agree that should change, on what we want to see in the future. I believe that's how we reconnect with each other. However, we should also reconnect to each other by making change occur, to not be afraid of change, to actually put the effort into a better future, to not repeat the past, to cancel racism as we cancel other YouTube stars, anybody. The way we cancel individuals for saying the N-word, for supporting someone that isn't a role model to others. That's how we should cancel racism. We should say racism should not be happening in 2020. And we can't procrastinate on this, because the more we procrastinate, the more it gets pushed back. This has happened multiple times in the past, and it's going to continue to happen if we don't do anything about it. That's why in 2020, we should make a change. Since 2020 wasn't the year, since 2020 showed us what's wrong in America, then 2021 should be when we start making a change. 2021 should be when we look for a better future and who we should cancel and how we should stop all this racism occurring. So I would like to thank Malik Davis for opening our eyes even more, showing us that even though 2020 was a rough year, it showed us what we needed to change in America, and it opened our eyes to see what we wanted, to know what we wanted in the future. So thank you all for staying to the very end of this vlog. I know it's kind of lengthy and it's going to be a hassle to edit, but hopefully you enjoyed it. This was about Malik Davis. I will be putting in the description the WFMY news about his interview and other sources as well. I'll also be linking my vlog about Jabbar Boykin and his book as well. Well, only an image of it because I couldn't quite find a website. But if I do find a website, I'll link it down below. And thank you for staying for this vlog. I hope you have a great day. Bye! Can't have chapped lips for this video.